Good day, everyone, and welcome to our first topic in the first module for our technology for language education. So, for the first lesson, we are going to discuss the K to 12 curriculum framework. So, to be guided with our outcomes for this afternoon, you are expected to discuss the salient features of the K to 12 curriculum requiring ICT pedagogy integration skills. You have to analyze the learning competencies of every year level according to your field of specialization of the pre-service teachers. And lastly, revise some units in the curriculum guide with focus on the development of the 21st century skills. To begin with, the basic education curriculum of the country was enhanced with the implementation of the K to 12 curriculum. The K to 12 program covers kindergarten and the 12 years of basic education, which is 6 years of elementary or primary education, 4 years in junior high school, and additional of 2 years for senior high school. So this is to provide sufficient time for mastery of concepts and skills, develop lifelong learners, and prepare graduates for tertiary education, middle level skills development, employment, and entrepreneurship. So the implementation of the K to 12 curriculum is expected to contribute to the country's development in various forms. It is believed that this K to 12 basic education program is necessary to improve the quality of our education, which is, of course, critical to the progress of our nation. So, one of the features of the K to 12 curriculum is the requirement to equip every graduate with the following skills. These are the 21st century skills that you are expected to uh, come up after you graduate with this K to 12 program. So we have the information, media, and technology skills. We also have learning and innovation skills, effective communication skills, and the life and career skills. So we'll not dig deeper about these different skills because this was discussed already in your previous years. Okay. So the development of these skills can be done with the aid of technologies for teaching and learning, which is the focus of this course. This course aims to present activities that will prepare pre-service teachers, that is you, to integrate ICTs in the teaching learning processes in the various field of specialization. So this course aims to help pre-service and in-service teachers to expand your boundaries of creativity and for you students to go beyond the four walls of the classroom. In addition, the implementation of the K to 12 curriculum of the Department of Education paved the way for the enhancement of the teacher education curriculum of the Commission on Higher Education. So the salient features of the K to 12 curriculum have been thoroughly considered to ensure that all the courses in the teacher education program will meet the demands of the 21st century classrooms. That is why there are a lot of changes with the curriculum in the teacher education program. That is for the alignment of the courses or the outcomes you had when you are in the senior high school years, so that there will be no repetition of subject content or learning outcomes. So there are a lot of changes, new offerings, new strategies, new courses, and the like. So one of the considerations is the need to implement the following salient features of the curriculum through integrating technologies for teaching and learning. So the use of technologies is done in the different levels of learning and in teaching the various field of specializations. So what are these features? First is the strengthening the early childhood education or the universal kindergarten. So with the universal kindergarten program of the Department of Education, every Filipino child is expected to have access to early childhood education, which was not present before or not present with the curriculum we had before the K to 12 program. So this access can be facilitated using technological tools that are readily available to the school for teachers' use. For example, teachers uses teachers use shapes and colors through games, songs, and dances in their kindergarten subjects. So this just shows that the use of technology in kindergarten by various schools is evident in teaching of the kindergarten pupils in alphabet, numbers, and other subject matter. So that is the first feature. Next feature is making the curriculum relevant to learners, or what we commonly known as contextualization and enhancement. Research shows that learners will value a curriculum that is relevant to their lives. So, in other words, they give importance to the curriculum or to this content if they can connect their lives to that content. Students are often heard saying, "Do I need to know this to live a meaningful life? Or how will I use this lesson in the actual workplace?" So, or sometimes they ask, "What is the relevance of this topic to them?" and other type of questions. So the answer to the question of relevance is vital to help the teachers think of some ways by which they will be able to let their students realize that their daily lessons are of good use to their personal well-being and to their professional preparation. So with teachers, it is always a challenge for us to make students realize that the lessons we discussed are helpful for them. So, Sarah Bernard stressed that students need to have a personal connection to a lesson material that can be done through engaging them emotionally or through connecting the information with that which they already know. So, this idea is known as give it context and make it count. So how can we make the curriculum relevant to learners? So here are some of the few tips shared by Briggs for making learning engaging and personally relevant for the students. First is use suspense and keep it fresh. So what is this strategy? So you are going to drop hints about a new learning unit before you reveal what it might be. So for example, you may leave pauses in your speech, you may change seating arrangements, and put up new unrelevant posters or displays. All these things or these strategies can activate small emotional signals and keep student interested. Okay, so that is the first one. The next is make it student centered or directed. What is this? You are going to give students a choice of assignments on a particular topic or ask them to design one of their own. So when students are involved in designing the lesson, they better understand the goal of the lesson and become more emotionally invested and in and attached to the learning outcomes. In other words, if the topics or the activities you gave to them are of students' choice, then they are more attached to the learning outcomes. Next, we have connect it to their lives and to what they already know. So, taking the time to brainstorm about what students already know and would like to learn about a topic helps them to create goals. So, in that way, if they think of what are the outcomes they want to achieve, what are the topics they want to learn, then students, on the other hand, are doing or are creating their goals at the same time. So this also helps teachers see the best points of departure for new ideas. So making cross-curricular connections also helps solidify those neural loops. What is this cross-curricular connections? Example, you are going to relate topics in your English class to history class, or you may connect science topics to mathematics topics. Okay, so that is cross-curricular connections. So that is one way of making the curriculum relevant to learners. Next, we have provide utility value. So utility value provides relevance first by picking students and by telling them that the content is important to their future goals. So it then continues by showing or explaining how the content fits into their plans for the future. So uh, in this way, by providing utility value, students realize that the content is not just interesting but also worth knowing, considering that this is of use for their or this is useful for their future. Lastly, we have build relatedness. When we say relatedness, this will answer the questions, what have this to do with me? So how can this topic help me, or how can this topic affect me? So it is an important inherent need students to feel close to the significant people in their lives, including teachers. So relatedness is seen by many as having non-academic and academic sides. So to be able to apply these tips, you are expected to use technological tools. 21st century learners are expected to develop or to demonstrate 21st century competencies such as collaboration, digital literacy, critical thinking, and problem solving. All in all, contextualizing the curriculum of the students for meaningful learning poses challenges in enhancing teachers' pedagogical skills as well as technological skills. So it is still a challenge for us on how to make our curriculum relevant to learners. Next feature is building proficiency through mother tongue based multilingual education, or MTBMLE. So to be able to promote the child's dominant language and to use it as a language of instruction, maximum use of technological tools is highly encouraged. So currently, a lot of teachers and schools are into developing learning materials to be able to implement the MTB-MLE program properly, especially that there is a dearth of printed and e-materials in the mother tongue of the student. So uh, teachers are still working on having different learning materials that will implement or that will coincide with the MTB MLE, knowing that there are, let us say, lack of resources in print or in electronic materials in the mother tongue of the students. So mother tongue is used in instruction and learning materials of other learning areas. So mother tongue is now used as classroom instruction and also for the learning materials of other areas. For example, there are other schools who are using mother tongue in their mathematics subject and the like. So the learners retain their ethnic identity, culture, heritage, and values with the use of or in the MTB-MLE. So it is believed that children learn better and are more active in class and learn a second language even faster when they are first taught in a language they understand. So they believe that for you to learn better the second language, you have first to enhance your understanding on our first language, which is the mother tongue. Okay, so that is the third feature of the K to 12 curriculum. Next feature is ensuring integrated and seamless learning, or that is the spiral progression. So, learning basic concepts that lead to a more complex and sophisticated version of the general concepts entail TPAC. So, if you could recall TPAC in our TTL1 course, that is technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. So, rediscovering concepts previously presented as students go up in grade level that uh, will be fully supported if all the areas of specialization will be aided by technologies for teaching and learning. This will further strengthen retention and will enhance mastery of topics and skills as they are revisited and consolidated time and again. The spiral progression allow learners to learn topics and skills appropriate to their developmental and cognitive skills. So this is why there are topics in, let us say, grade 1, then it is connected in grade 2 but in higher level or in more complex level. So that is spiral progression. We have the fifth one, which is gearing up for the future. The fifth feature again is gearing up for the future. So the K-12 curriculum ensures college students or college readiness by aligning the core and applied courses to the College Readiness Standards or CRS and the new General Education or GE curriculum. Hence, the K-12 curriculum focused on developing appropriate specialization subjects for the academics, sports, arts, and design and technical vocational livelihood tracks. So, if you can check with the old curriculum in the college education, we have changes with the general education courses. So, there are new courses that are being offered that is for the alignment of college curriculum with the basic education curriculum. So all of these specialization subjects have to be supported, of course, by educational technology for better learning. Lastly, we have nurturing the holistically developed Filipino. So that is college and livelihood readiness in the 21st century skills. So to nurture holistically developed Filipino, every K-12 graduate is expected to be ready to go into different paths. So even after senior high school year or after finishing senior high school, students are expected to go for higher education. So some are expected to work or to have employment already, or maybe they can have their own businesses or the entrepreneurship. Every graduate is expected to be equipped with information, media, and technology skills, or the different 21st century skills I have introduced earlier. So this may happen with the proper implementation of the curriculum and with the facilitation by excellent teachers. So for teachers to maintain excellent performance, they need full support, one of which is the technological support. So these are the different features of the K to 12 curriculum. And if you can observe, we try to integrate technology in every feature. So that is why for your activity, in a 30-second video, share your thoughts on how will technological tools for teaching and learning promote the salient features of the K-12 curriculum. So try to summarize how you can use technology for teaching and learning in the different features of the K-12 curriculum. So after having the video, share your answer in the comment box below. Okay, so these are your references. So if you want to know more about the K-12 curriculum framework, you can visit these sites by clicking or by visiting these links. Okay, thank you, and that is all for today. I hope you learned something, and if you have questions, do not hesitate. You can ask questions in the comment box below.